As well as being considered two of Brazil's best players, Pelé and Ronaldinho are legends who will go down in history for their unique talents. But have you ever wondered which of them stands out more in each skill? In this video, you'll see a fierce battle between Pelé and Ronaldinho. Dribbles. The two football stars are known worldwide for their exceptional skills, but which of them excelled more at dribbling? Pelé, for his part, is one of the greatest dribblers in history, pioneering the creation of several dribbles. One of Pelé's most iconic dribbles was the nutmeg, in which he passed the ball between his opponent's legs, an effective move to get rid of his markers and show his superiority. Another dribble Pelé used a lot was the fake shot, in which he pretended to kick the ball toward goal, but at the last moment, he changed direction. Pelé's dribbling repertoire was huge, with moves that combined great technique and agility. Ronaldinho, for his part, is considered one of the greatest dribblers in football history. One of his most iconic moves is the flip-flap, in which he stretches the ball to one side and quickly pulls it back. The Brazilian star was also fond of the step-over, a technique in which Ronaldinho simulated kicking the ball, but with dexterity and agility, he used quick foot movements to keep hold of it, confusing and destabilizing defenders. Ronaldinho's refined and masterful technique with the ball has become a trademark and has been admired throughout his career. In FIFA 2023, for example, Ronaldinho has a dribbling score of 95, while Pelé has a dribbling score of 97, so point for Pelé. Speed. The two biggest stars in world football are agile players on the pitch, but which one was the fastest? Pelé, for example, was an incredibly skillful and agile player on the pitch, but he stood out more for his technical ability, while his speed wasn't the main factor in his style of play. And because he played so long ago, there are no official records of the maximum speed he reached. Ronaldinho, on the other hand, although he wasn't known for his speed, was able to compensate by using his agility as well as his ability to make quick changes of direction. In addition, the Brazilian star had exceptional ball control and could run with the ball very close to his foot, showing all his dexterity and agility on the pitch, keeping possession of the ball while advancing towards the goal. There is no official record of his top speed, but it is estimated that he ran at around 32 kilometers per hour on the pitch. As there are no reports of Pelé's speed, Ronaldinho has an advantage. Point for him. Strength. Regarding physical strength, the two players have similar physical characteristics. Ronaldinho, for example, had a good physique, standing at 6 feet 0 inches tall and weighing around 176 pounds. These marked characteristics gave him an imposing and remarkable physical presence on the pitch, as well as an excellent natural ability to deal with physical clashes effectively. King Pelé, on the other hand, had a slight physique and average height, standing at 5 feet 8 inches and weighing around 154 pounds, which put him at a disadvantage in physical contests against defenders. However, the Brazilian star was able to compensate for this lack of strength with his refined and impressive technical ability. Even when faced with tough marking from opposing defenders, Pelé was able to overcome them and score goals regularly, as Ronaldinho has a more imposing physique. Points to him. Shots and goals. Everyone knows that the two footballing geniuses scored a lot of goals in their careers, but which one has the better ability to finish and score? Ronaldinho, for example, was a very technical and creative player with the ability to invent improbable moves and finishes. His ability to shoot at the right time was impressive, leaving opposing goalkeepers with no chance of defense. He was known for his ability to finish with his right foot, especially when taking free kicks for his team, which often resulted in spectacular goals. Throughout his career as a footballer, some sources estimate that he scored around 313 goals in 500 games, which represents a good average of 63 goals every 100 games. Pelé, for his part, is considered one of the best strikers of all time. He had an extraordinary shooting technique with both his right and left foot and was able to score goals from any angle and any distance. Pelé also had an excellent ability to position himself, which allowed him to always be in the right place at the right time. Although there are controversies about his number of goals, considering only official matches, FIFA reckons that he has scored 762 goals in 825 matches, an impressive 93 goals every 100 games. As King Pelé's conversion rate is higher than his opponent, he wins this round. Awards. Both footballing idols have won many awards, but which one has more significant achievements? Ronaldinho, for example, has won the FIFA World Player of the Year award twice throughout his career, but has only won the Ballon d'Or once. As for the clubs he's played for, he's a little behind, his most important honors being the Copa Libertadores and the UEFA Champions League. Playing for the Brazilian national team, Ronaldinho stands out more, having won the Confederations Cup as well as the much-disputed 2002 World Cup. Meanwhile, Pelé was one of the most honored athletes in history, starting with the Ballon d'Or. Although at the time only European players competed, in 2015, the list of winners was revised using the current rules, which saw Pelé awarded 7 Ballons d'Or. Playing for the clubs he played for, the Brazilian won 2 Copa Libertadores and 2 Intercontinental Cups. As for World Cups, Pelé is by far the most honored player of all time, having won 3 World Cups for Brazil. And it's no coincidence that the King of Football has already been voted the best footballer of the 20th century by FIFA. With all that, there's no doubt that Pelé was the most honored player. Passing. Both football stars were exceptional players, but which of them has the best ability to make accurate passes? Ronaldinho, for example, is considered a great benchmark for this skill. The Brazilian star was able to put the ball exactly where his teammates needed it to create goals, finding great spaces and valuable opportunities for his team. Ronaldinho was considered a midfield maestro, able to influence games with his incredible passing ability. In addition to his excellent passing accuracy, Ronaldinho was also able to make beautiful passes with effect, curving the ball into unpredictable trajectories and deceiving his opponents. Pelé, on the other hand, was a player with incredible passing ability. He was especially skillful at short and medium passes, using his technique to dribble past opponents and provide beautiful passes. The Brazilian also excelled at long-distance passing, especially in counter-attacking situations for his team. Pelé also had a good ability to pass the ball in pressurized situations, which made him a valuable player in decisive moments. In FIFA, Ronaldinho has a passing ability score of 91, while Pelé stands out more with a score of 93. As Pelé has better statistics in this area, points to him. Endurance. In terms of endurance, both players are exceptional, but who had the best physical capacity to endure playing for long periods? Ronaldinho, for example, was a player who managed to have remarkable physical stamina, which allowed him to shine brightly on the pitch. He was able to create plays and unbalance the opposing defense, even at times when he showed signs of fatigue. Based on the distance he traveled in the competitions he took part in, Ronaldinho averaged 8 kilometers in a match. On the other hand, football was very different in Pelé's day. Although he had good physical stamina, this wasn't the main physical characteristic required by players on the pitch. That's because, in his day, a footballer only covered an average of around 4 kilometers per game. So Ronaldinho wins this round. Assists. Both football legends were extremely skillful and creative players, but which of them had the best ability to provide good assists? Ronaldinho, for example, was a player who valued the construction of collective plays. The Brazilian was responsible for driving the ball forward with mastery, at the same time as creating chances for his teammates, playing the role of an extremely creative midfielder. According to the available data, Ronaldinho charmed the footballing world by providing around 187 brilliant assists in 500 games, a good average of 37 assists for every 100 games played. King Pelé, on the other hand, was able to create good moves that resulted in goals for his team. According to some sources, it is estimated that throughout his career, Pelé made a total of 362 assists in 825 official games, an average of almost 44 assists every 100 games. A good number of assists considering that he was a striker and that his main objective was to score goals. So it's clear that Pelé wins this round. Market value. The two football magnates are considered very famous players, but which of them was the most valuable and in demand by clubs? Pelé, for example, was the highest paid athlete of his time, with a contract worth $2 million a year, far below the amount players receive today. But according to some estimates, if Pelé played today, his salary would be one of the highest in the world. Ronaldinho, for example, experienced the peak of his career playing for Barcelona, because he was twice considered the best player in the world, which ended up increasing his salary exponentially. At the time, he was considered the highest paid footballer in the world, earning a salary of $10 million a season. Turning to his most expensive transfer, Ronaldinho's record was his move to Barcelona in 2003 for around 32 million euros. As Pelé didn't live in a period when football was valued more highly, it's hard to say who wins this round. So let's call it a draw. At the end of this battle, we had 4 points for Ronaldinho against 6 points for Pelé, making him the champion. But if you think there are still other arguments to defend one of the two, write your best justification below.